Welcome, Miss Jones. It is very nice to meet you. My name is Lakeisha Smith, and I am a social worker here at New Beginnings.
Thank you for seeing me.
No problem. I would like to give you a brief overview of what my role here at the agency is. I meet with clients and address situations such as loss of a loved one, domestic violence, life transitions, and anger management. May I ask you, what brings you here to New Beginnings today?
Well, I've been in an abusive relationship for over 10 years. I've been always so afraid to leave my husband, but the physical abuse has gotten so bad. So I left my home and I went to a domestic violence shelter. They do support groups there, but I wanted a one-on-one session just for me, so they referred me to you, to your agency.
Awesome. I thank you for coming and being able to share your story with me. I know it can be very hard, and it's an emotional journey for you, especially leaving your home and seeking shelter. But before I continue, I just wanted to brief you on a little bit of background about this agency. We abide by confidentiality, and anything that you do share with me, it is kept safe. The only exception to that rule is if you are harm to yourself or to someone else.
Yeah, I understand.
Alrighty. So, Miss Jones, I know you stated that you recently moved to the domestic violence shelter. How has the transition been?
Well, it's been very difficult. It's been very different. It's different. It's like a communal living environment, so I have to share a room with like other people. It will take some getting used to, but at least I know I'm safe there.
Yes, and like you said, at least you're in a safe place, but it is hard because everyone comes from similar backgrounds, so they're all on the defense mode. So it is a transition, but it's good that you are keeping yourself safe and doing what is right. I am happy that you are safe, and how do you feel that the abusive relationship has impacted your life throughout the years?
Impacted my entire life. I lost my self-esteem. I feel like I have difficulty trusting people. I lost my family. They don't communicate with me anymore. I feel so alone sometimes.
And as much as you've been through, it's totally understandable that you're feeling that way. Do you feel that you don't have anyone that you could confide in and that you have no one to talk to? Well, I'm happy that you're here and I'm able to be assistance to you so that you could share your story and we could work with you to help empower you. What do you do, Miss Jones, that helps you cope with everything?
Honestly, the only thing that has been able to get me through this has been my relationship with God. It's the only thing, the only light at my tunnel.
Alrighty, and describe the religious traditions that you grew up in that's been instilled in you.
Well, I love to draw, and I always was involved in the church growing up, so I'm trying to get back to my roots. So I rely on prayer to get me through the hard times. I was raised a Christian, and we used to go to church every Sunday with my family, and those were some of my very best memories.
All right, and what type of practices stand out to you during those years growing up with your family?
Praying every night, having a personal relationship with God and with Jesus and with my family. That's some of the things I remember.
Awesome. And do you feel that you carried over those same practices into your adulthood now?
Yes, I do. I pray all the time. I pray every night, and I pray sometimes for forgiveness because I knew it was such a mistake being with that jerk and for losing the strong connection I had with my family.
Alrighty. And being through all the hardships that you've been through, do you feel that your spirituality is a personal strength for you, that you feel that when some things are going wrong, that you could turn to your faith as a strength to empower you?
Yes, definitely. At my lowest, when I was my low, like sometimes I even felt like I couldn't go on. I knew I would never do that because I had my relationship with God, and I would read and play and get uplifted. And as down as my husband always made me feel, I always knew I had my relationship with God and my religion to turn to.
Alrighty, I'm so happy that you have positive coping strategies and that you are connected with your religion. How does your spirituality give you hope for the future?
And it's like my main thing that gives me hope. And it's like my light at the end of the tunnel. I just try to read my Bible and rely on the promises that God says, that He will never leave me, that He has a brighter future for me. So that's sort of my hope, that He's going to want to get me through this.
I'm glad that you have a perspective of the future and that you can see yourself overcoming this hard time. That's very important. I'm happy that you've come to realization that you have that. What is your level of involvement in faith-based communities, and do you have a support group that you connect with and communicate with?
Well, it's not as much as I used to because that church, he knows where that church is, and I'm always worried that he's going to find me or run into me there. But the people there are so supportive, so even though I may not see them, I can communicate through them by phone, and we've been doing that. They've been contacting me, touching base with me, and that really, really helps.
That is very great that you still communicate with that support group that you have. And yes, it may be hard that you can't physically go to that church, but you are following a safety plan to ensure that you are safe. And it's good that you're still keeping tact with those people that keep you uplifted and keep you motivated. So that's a great thing that you are doing. How do you feel that your faith has helped you overcome some of your obstacles?
Well, I think it's given me the strength. One, it helped me get the strength to leave him, and it helped me overcome some of the trials I've been facing, just knowing that God is there for me and that he won't leave me, and it's been helpful when I can think about it.
That's very good. And can you describe to me your relationship that you feel that you have with God?
Well, I feel like I have a personal relationship with God and Jesus, and that's like my one-on-one. That's how I get through life now, and this has only made me stronger, I hope, in my faith, because sometimes I've had nobody, and I'm there all alone, and the only thing to rely on was my faith in God.
And it's good that you have that to turn to when you feel that you don't have anyone to communicate with, that you have God to talk to and get you through your lowest points. How does your spirituality help you deal with guilt, and what role does forgiveness play in your life?
Well, it helps because sometimes, like I said, I feel so guilty for being with him or the situation or allowing myself to get like this. So I have to remember that God forgives everyone, and it's actually helped me forgive him because I was so mad for the longest while. But then I realized I was just hurting myself, and God forgave me so I could forgive him. I'm never going back with him, but it helped me move on.
And it's good that you have that understanding that you could forgive him, not necessarily go back to him and be with him, but give him that, have that forgiveness and that closure within yourself so that you could be able to move on with your life and continue to have a healthy relationship with yourself and God, and your other relatives you could build and communicate back with them. That's very good. I really truly thank you for opening up and sharing with me your story, and you shared an abundant amount of information that this social history was very important, because the next time that we meet, our next few sessions within the next 6 weeks, we could work on treatment plans and goal settings that we could help empower you and set you up with resources so you could have a safe place and maybe potentially find you a new church that is safe where your abuser doesn't know the location. So we'll work on those things to kind of get you slowly back out there and be that independent and empowered woman that we know that you could be. No problem. Well, Ms. Jones, it was very nice meeting you, and I thank you for stopping by and meeting with me today.